Welcome back to the VR workshop. Today, undertrays. What you're looking at here is an evolution of undertray design. This is what we ran last year. This being the inside, that being the outside. You can see how much salt did get in the inside. It wasn't too bad, but it's untreated aluminium, and you can see where the corrosion started. However, on the other side, you can actually see how much spray you are getting off the front wheel. So, based on these are definitely disposable items, but they're cheap to make, so that's not a problem. The second edition of this, which was what we had until about a month ago, is just a longer version, and it blocks off the underside airflow into the intercooler and radiator, because we're now pushing air from the side panels through NACA ducts. So we want to make sure we're getting clean air from there, and this is obviously dirty air, so we've made it slightly longer. Then we put a ballast on the back of it, 27 kilo ballast, which is quite sizable, but does break up the airflow around the back. And the concern is that if we've got a hole between the end of this under tray and where the ballast goes, it will create a low pressure zone, and the air coming down the back, or the bottom side of the bike, could potentially come up to where the front cylinder head is, where we're trying to push air through the radiator, and that might disturb the airflow and give us an issue with cooling. It's all hypothetical, but aluminium's cheap. So we're going to make a long one. We're going to transfer the mounting holes onto this one. We're going to fit it up and see how it looks. This is actually slightly wider as well, to give us a better flat surface over the bike, as opposed to this, which, well, both these trays, which sat slightly inside the frame rails. Because obviously we've got the ballast which sits flush at the frame rails, this new tray will give us exactly the same level throughout the entire bottom of the bike. Let's drill some holes. Now you can see the difference in size, or width rather, of these two trays. It's close to an inch. I can't remember the exact size off the top of my head, but it just sits on the inside of the frame rail, so everything will be flush underneath. What we're going to do is we're going to clamp this up together, the various clamps, and we're just going to match all the holes all the way through it. And from there, we're going to match it up, see what it looks like. We will have to create some holes here, probably drill some holes around ballast as well, which is going to be entertaining. And then we'll just see how it fits. There's no guarantees we're going to use this. That is not a given at this time. We just want to see it's a test piece basically. If it works, great. If not, we'll go back to the original. So let's clamp it up. I'm looking at these holes and I can't for the life of me remember how I made them. Don't worry about that. I'll worry about that later. Okay, future me will deal with that. I'm just going to get this buttoned up, see how much of a gap it leaves between the bolt holes, and we'll make a plan from there. Well, I would like to say that's a winner. really would. Might have to put some bushings in just to stop it pulling on the panel, because where the other panel sat hard up against the mounting lug, because it's now sits in the frame rail, there's a small gap. So we might have to put something in there just to make up the steps so we can tighten the bolts against it. So we're not bending the aluminium as much, but it looks good. It looks very good. All the holes are done, they're all countersunk, they're all kind of smoothed off, nice to the touch. Next thing we need to do is make spacers. Now, it just so happens perfectly, an M6 nut is the perfect space to sandwich up against. So it's pulling on the sides, puts a bit of pressure on the side of the panel, but it's not bowing the panel in. So it's at 10 holes, we need to get 10 nuts, bore them out to 6mm, we'll use them as spacers. Well, that was tedious. Let's fit it. So we got a bit ahead of ourselves when we were putting the undertray on. The front part is all just matching up with the original bolt holes, but the rear part of the undertray, which covers the ballast weight, the 27 kilo ballast weight, that needed 4 holes drilled and tapped. Not very exciting to watch on camera. To do that, we slid the bike off the ramp, or half off the ramp, crawled underneath it to do it, and then it just made sense to put the dolly wheels on it and take the bike off the ramp entirely, because it's pretty much done. We have the side panels once the stickers are done. We've got a bit of ECU work on a laptop, a bit of dash work on a laptop, and looking at consulting the list, that's it, we're done. The bike's finished. So it's time to ship it. Well, shipping in 2 weeks' time. Already, as of today, we know who's going to be clearing it at the airport at LAX. We know where it's going to be going, somewhere close to Compton. So that plan's all slowly come together as well, which is good. So I guess we need a transport frame. So if the bike is off, we may as well just bolt it to the transport frame right now. But to do that, we need to put wheels on our beautifully powder-coated transport frame. So let's get that done. That's the bike now on its transport frame, ready for its flight to the other side of the world. It's not a bad job putting it in the transport frame. It's actually easier than I expected it to be. I've not tried it with the frame in one piece. Actually, what you've just seen is only the second time I've tried this. So it's relatively easy. When we get to the other end, if I lock all the wheels, it might be just as easy to roll the thing off the back. It might not be. But it's not too big of an issue either way. We can manage it. Still a couple of jobs to do on the bike with the dashboard and the ECU, which is laptop work, nothing major. Once we've done that, we'll get it cling wrapped and protected. Probably put some stickers on the bottom of the frame for notes for the forklift drivers. And that's it. And then next job is packing everything else into boxes. So thanks for joining us on this one, and join us on the next one where we box everything up and ship it over.